Absolutely. Hello, everyone.
Whoa, yeah.
Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And help me welcome Gary and David
Howdy,
from
howdy.
Tarot by the Bay and Twin Tarot. Hey, guys.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello,
Yes,
hello.
we started a little bit late. I was digging around for cable and whatnot. My phone was
Her
going to
phone
go
was dying. She was having performance issues, shall we say.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
It happens 1 out of 5, you know.
Hey. So I want to say hello to all of you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. And looking forward to the show. And before I go for any further, I wanted to say thank you to David, who sent me this t-shirt. And David, I'd like to be able to support whatever it is you're doing with this. So let the good folks know where they can get their own.
Sure. If you go to my community page, I have a link on there. This is from Zazzle. The name of the shop is Ozzy's Mom. It's one of the viewers of our channels named Doris. She's a graphic artist, and she was using her graphic art skills to create a couple of t-shirts to motivate people during the election. And that was the first of her 2 designs.
Perfect. Well, you must thank her because, yes, it is lovely. It's excellent quality material.
Yeah, it's a really nice shirt, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, really nice. So, yeah, I'll be wearing it. And Gary is on point. He's wearing his Taco Tuesdays
Yes,
t-shirt.
I've got my Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. And David's
And
unfortunately.
I got off work. So I just got done doing my work. So here's my work clothes, which looks like my everyday wear, because it is.
There you go. So what is up on you guys' channel? What have you got coming up aside from your regular daily?
Oh, we're doing a live on Thursday. So this Thursday, September 26th, Gary and I are going to do a live at 6 p.m. Pacific. Basically, same time as now. So it's the normal mayhem. And you have frickin' frack here.
That's all right.
Yep.
That's okay.
That's the big news for us.
Yeah. Other than that, not a lot going on.
And you know what? That's enough. That is enough of going on. So, hey, you guys, I wish I could say hello to each and every one of you individually, but there's 61 of you in here right now. And
good job.
Yeah. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, hit that like button down there right above the comments.
Yes, please. Would you
help
believe
the algorithm.
I am now 150 away from 5,000?
Oh my gosh.
You were like 3,500 just a couple months ago, right?
No, not even 3,500. I was
at 3,000.
Yeah.
Even better.
And yeah, just over the last 2-3 days. Yeah, well, I was excited and telling my folks as soon as we get to 35, we'll be celebrating. And yeah, as earlier today, it was like 30, I think 30, 35, 75 or something, 35. Anyway, or no, 30, 37. That's what it was, 37. So listen, I'm thrilled. I'm just thrilled. So yeah, give the girls some love and make sure that you do the like, share, and subscribe. And then do the same thing for the guys. All their info is down in the description of the video.
You have to unblock us first to do that.
Alrighty. Latest in the news, and this came down today, was apparently there were some people in the Haitian community who were a little offended by some of the things that Trump and Vance said. So they did, I know, overreaction.
Who knew?
So they did the American thing and they hired a law firm.
They catch on quickly, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I haven't seen Milu's channel in a couple of months. I'm really curious how he's been handling that. I can only imagine.
Yes.
This guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
So
his voice is much lower. I can't do it.
criminal charges were filed. I think
Good
that
job.
is fantastic. I think I'd like to send them a lot of good energy and just, guys, whatever you need to make this happen. And I was telling Gary and David before we went live that I don't know if I actually heard it or read it somewhere, or maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part. But I thought that I had heard that that the judge was going to be expediting the hearing on those charges. So, as I said, I can't point you and say, well, if you go here, you'll hear it, or whether it's just wishful thinking. But man, oh man. So, can we read on how's this going to go? And I don't know. Should we read on how is this going to go for the Haitian community, or should we read on how this is going to go for Trump and then for Vance? How do you want to do this?
I'll do the hillbilly.
Okay, I'll take the Yeti.
Okay, and I'll do the Haitians. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I picked the good, all right, because Vance is the. Here's the thing for the viewers at home. Remember, J.D. Vance is the senator for Ohio, so these are his constituents.
Yeah.
So what do I get as the foundation rate? How's this going to go for Vance? You got the 7 of Swords. It's the sneaking around, the stealing. We've got the 8 of Coins center underneath it, the 9 of Coins, the Ace of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. I honestly think that it's going to be one of two things. First off, there could end up being, this is a criminal thing. There could end up being a fine that's involved. It would almost be like any reasonable judge. If the Haitians win this case, J.D. Vance would be doing community service work. He should pay a fine, but he should also do community service work so he can appreciate the Haitian community, because that would be justice. You're calling people out because you don't understand them. So here's an opportunity to come together with the Haitian community, understand what makes them work, appreciation for who they are, and that would be part of the legal thing. I think that's where I'm going to go with it. This could also represent the election that he's going to have to work a lot harder to get reelected on it, and there's going to be resistance. But leaving the reelection alone, I see a fine and community service in his future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, you're going to like these cards because I hit 2 of the
5 wands.
Of the 5 cards I threw down. I got 2 of them.
Hey, look at that!
Nice.
And you got the 5 of wands. I'm jealous.
Exactly. So I've got the foundation for Trump regarding this whole fiasco with the Haitians is the sword of truth, sword of justice is coming out. You're being charged with multiple charges, including disrupting public services, making false alarms, complicity, telecommunications harassment, and aggravating menacing.
Andrew, what big poo-poo head.
And you can't deny and say you never said that. You're on national television talking about it, right?
Yes.
You're not going to wriggle free from this. The main clarifier is you wanted chaos. You wanted, your hillbilly VP decided that this was the best way to create chaos because you love chaos. Well, you got chaos and you got truth. You're trying to steal away this election by providing falsehoods, 7 of Swords. You're trying to appear strong, but you're not. Your appearances of strength is not going to work. Underneath it all, you've got the 9 of Wands. It's just another battle he's going to have to fight. He's he's so weary. He's got his little head wound. I don't know if that bandage is around his ear or not, but it's just like, okay, now it's one more thing you're going to have to deal with, with all the court cases that you're also facing. So, he's 34 and time indicted felon or convicted felon.
Right.
Now you got some more stuff heading your direction, pal. Not good news for Trumpy.
No.
Spoken like a true libtard that you are.
And it's funny because
I'm such a rhino.
I got the 9 of Wands too.
Ooh.
We're getting some repeater cards. Okay. How does this work out for the Haitian community? They're demanding that the truth come out. Okay.
Excellent.
The Queen of Swords. It's just the facts. Don't give me anything else. Just the facts. I also get the Page of Swords. They're talking to the I want to say little people. They're talking to the people who have been affected by this, and they are they have kind of what they have negotiated with the lawyers and whatnot is the 3 of Pentacles. They've come to an agreement. They have a really good idea of what it is that they're looking for from this, and they're going to go ahead with that. They're very much bringing the heartache to the to Trump, to the to the wounded warriors. They're just wounding them just a little more. And I think what they're bringing about ultimately is going to be the removal of one, possibly both. But I think that whether or not they can get Vance off the ticket, his people just might recall him. I don't know enough about how that thing works, but I think it works out really well for the Haitians. They're going after the truth. You can't argue with the truth. Like Gary said, here you are. You're on TV during the debate. They're eating the cats and dogs.
They're eating the pets. God.
Ooh, the dogs.
Yeah, you can't say I didn't say that, right?
Yeah, and then you got Vance going on TV and saying, well, I'll say anything I need to say in order to get people to talk about the immigration on the southern border, and then being called out on it and kind of that movement. I'll just repeat myself, and maybe that will confuse you.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That's it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and I would absolutely love for them to be held accountable. Even if nothing happens, I pay good money to see them both arrested. Even if it's for 5 minutes, but just see them going to court with the with their hands in handcuffs.
Yeah, the what is known as affectionately as the perp walk.
The perp walk. Yes.
Perp walk. That's many. So that's the T-shirt that we want to get. You can all have your fight T-shirts.
Yes.
Never surrender. We want the perp walk.
I don't want a T-shirt. I want perp walk action figures.
Yes.
You got the judge. You got the bailiff. You got JD and Trump and a couple of officers.
Yes. Absolutely.
Not to be too snide, but do they make handcuffs that small?
It's okay.
Oh, wow, now.
He's got such dainty hands.
He does.
It's funny watching him do his little dance thing. It's like, I got those hands are tiny. It's like you see those little doll hands that people will play. You get the sleeve and they get a little doll hand.
That was on Saturday Night Live. There was one of the comedians, the lady comedians had the tiny hands like from a doll. It was so creepy.
Yes. So the other thing is now I haven't read on this, but Marie Sutton says here, let me put it up there. that she just read from CNN that 45 second attempted unaliving guy.
I just love it.
Yeah, got assigned Judge Aileen Cannon on his case.
I don't think that's going to go well for Mr. Ralph. Just saying, if history is any judge.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
she
also carried on in saying that the article noted that after the incident occurred, AG Merrick Garland announced that a full investigation would take place. And since then, 45 complained the DOJ was incompetent and should let Florida authorities handle the situation.
Yeah.
So there's, I mean, you know, where do you start with this? Is he going to go up in front of Aileen Cannon? And what doesn't this put her in a rather precarious position?
It'll be a contrast of how quickly she could get things booked on her calendar and electronic orders and written orders put in place, you know.
Oh man, I wasn't thinking that when you guys said it was Aileen Cannon was the judge. Like, oh man, this one's, we're going to see the swift movement, the wheels of justice move quite swiftly on this one here.
Yeah. So let's take a look at that and let's see what does it.
I'm going to throw to see if the case stays with the state or if it goes to the feds.
Okay.
Because I think because that's where one of the battles is. The feds want this, and the state's saying no. It's like, well, somebody's going to win that one.
Yeah.
So let's see who's going to get to prosecute that. Foundation of the readings, the Justice card. What are we crossing with the Fool? New beginnings, 2 major arcana. Oh, good Lord! Guess who that is? With Aileen Cannon as the foundation underneath it. The past. Decisions being made quickly, missiles being launched, pew, 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 pew. Now they got the 8 of coins, the working, the negotiating, who gets this case, who's going to be working on it. There's going to be court cases to decide this. It's not going to be a quick decision. It's going to be moving forward though. Lesson to be learned. Somebody's got a bigger interest in this. Somebody's going to win. They'll argue this case. There will be a winner for it, and it's going to be an obvious winner. But it's not going to be quick. Again, we got the Chariot, which is slow moving and ponderous, and the Knight. You got the Knight of Wands. So even whoever wins this case, there will be some appeal. I don't understand why Florida feels the need to fight the feds on this one. Let the feds do it. You save a bunch of money and let the feds handle it. But I'm wondering if this is Ralph, though, wondering who's going to get his case. Because, he's damned if he's 6 one way, half dozen the other. He's screwed no matter where he goes. Yeah. Just, is the DOJ going to handle it? It's up in the air. They're going to be fighting over it in the courts for a while. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get the 5 of Wands where they're arguing and seeing who's going to do what and whatnot. It's King of Pentacles. I think this is. I think that Jack Smith would or the DOJ would definitely like to have that. And there is a fight for where it's going to go. I also get the 10 of Swords, and I think that it's going to go against Florida, and I think that it is going to end up in federal court. That's kind of what it feels like. But yeah, I don't see anything here that says it happens quickly. So I think that they're, if it stays in Florida, they're pretty much done with Judge Cannon. Right? I don't think there's much she can do. So that's what I'm getting anyway.
All right. So I was asking if, for entertainment purposes only, I was asking whether this was going to go to the feds. And I got the hermit. They're trying to seek a path forward on this. Because this is all new, right? It's crazy. The main clarifier is the Seven of Cups. So it's just, it's so, and I'm kind of wondering if this is Ruth's mindset that this guy might not be all mentally there.
Oh no.
and so, and Dave, I had to smile because I got the Nine of Wands with it.
I saw that.
And it's just like, there's so many battles that are going to have to happen. And maybe someone's going to come forward with a compromise solution based on his mental health and the battles this guy has been fighting in the past with his mental health issues. And that underneath it, you've got the Ace of Cups, where he's not able to process emotions properly. He gets overwhelmed by his emotions. And I just kind of wonder if it's not going to matter if it goes to Canon or the feds, that it's basically going to become a mental competency plea on his part.
Real quick, Christina Smith asked, will he be Epsteined? We have a new verb in the chat.
Yes.
And foundation of the reading was the devil card with the hangman underneath. So will he be Epstein? Trump wants him Epstein. He's absolutely sacrificed. There's a plan for it, wants to move quickly, and somebody would be doing it as, somebody's trying to take care of Trump on this one. So it may not be like the feds that do it, but it might be somebody already in the system could be paid off to do it. So I wouldn't bet against it. I wouldn't have thought about that going in, but I wouldn't bet against it now. When I originally threw on this guy in the second time, I had done 2 throws on it. One like 10 minutes or an hour after the news came out and there's no details. And then a second time, I got like the Ace of Swords in my clarifiers. And I've often thought about that, especially after reading stuff. It's like, this guy's like a crusader. He gets in his mind that he's going to go on this crusade and really do something significant, but he doesn't have the mental stability or the emotional stability to actually do it. And I think when Gary's hitting those emotion cards, he runs off his emotions. He's not as smart as he thinks he is, but he's as determined as anybody's going to be to get something done. And, he'll just wing it and maybe on a wing and a prayer and hope for the best.
Yep. And I think it was last week, I think it was on on Story in the Cards. It could have been earlier, but I had my impression of that whole situation is, and it's funny someone would ask if he was going to be Epstein, because I did say, watch out and let's see what happens to this guy. If he just happens to leave this planet while he's in jail, then I'm just going to say 2 words: Oswald, Ruby. And because this second attempt was just so sloppy in a lot of ways that I'm wondering if it wasn't maybe just a setup.
I did not read this article. So many things I see, but I don't really follow up or hear maybe on TikTok. But there was some reporting, and again, I can't confirm this. So this is purely for entertainment purposes only. If you happen to do a Google search and you find it, super awesome. That this guy had several searches on Donald Trump and where his whereabouts might be at certain times, and that his phone was basically, he never knew he knew where, like, if Trump was going to be in the area. And when he went to that golf course, he had been there since midnight. He wasn't sure if Trump was coming that day, but in case he was ready. And that's not the first time he had done this. He had been stalking him at various places, waiting. Now, the only reason why he got caught this time was Trump was there and the Secret Service were walking the perimeter. If Trump, didn't go golfing that day, that guy would have been out there until dusk and would have gone home probably like he had done, half a dozen to a dozen times earlier.
Yeah.
As they say, even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And now Norm Gilbert, and there was somebody else too who mentioned, and Dorian also said that Ruth's son was arrested today. They found child porn on his computer. Interesting. Is it real, or is it just a case of, well, you know what, we got to keep this kid from talking, so oh my gosh, look what we found?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what TV show I saw where they arrested a kid. It was like a TV show or movie, and they arrested the guy saying there was child porn on his laptop, and the guy's like, there wasn't any, but they're basically putting the screws on him to talk. And it's like, it's Hollywood, this is not Hollywood. That's Hollywood. Just because Hollywood presents it that way doesn't mean it's that way in real life, but it doesn't mean it's not either.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that. I want to believe it, but then there's a part of me, it's like, that's really convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really convenient.
So yeah, it doesn't feel like it's real.
Yeah, Gary's paying everybody. Gary is now paying the cat tax.
Uh-oh.
That would be
as you should. That is a perfectly beautiful kitty cat.
Come on, come over here.
I want food.
He hops up on this table. This is a bar height table. This isn't a normal table. This is a bar height table. But he jumps on this when he wants treats.
Oh,
that is the communication there. He's giving me some treats communication.
Yeah,
Yo,
and making it easy for you because you don't have to bend down, right?
I'll be right back here.
We know who runs the house over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brought to you by Friskies. Party mix. It's a party there.
Friskies is like crack cocaine for kitties. There's a reason that they love it so much.
Cat Twinkies.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't mind us.
That's okay. The other thing that I had on here was Tanya Chutkin.
Yes.
Yes, apparently. And did we talk about this already? Jack Smith could drop a bombshell on Trump if Judge lets him.
No, we haven't talked about this one yet.
Okay, then. Yeah. So, Tanya Chutkin overseeing the interference case, and Jack Smith has filed motion. New evidence could be revealed about Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. This was reported by Forbes on Tuesday, and Trump's lawyers pleaded with the court on Monday not to allow Smith to file the brief, claiming even before seeing it that it will be a 180-page false hit piece. How do they know that? I don't know. Maybe they called the psychic hotline. And they argue it's fundamentally unfair because it will lay out the government's allegations against Trump before the election without giving the ex-president an immediate chance to respond. You know what? The court is concerned about, like Chutkin said, the court is concerned about the election schedule. However, this case has been pending for more than a year. We're hardly sprinting to the finish line.
She approved it.
Did she approve it?
She approved it, yeah. Midas Touch had a thing on it today.
Oh,
and Popok, I was watching Popok, and he was saying that Trump didn't, it's not file appeal, but he had like the opportunity to ask for his own 180-page rebuttal, and he didn't ask for it in the filing that that he made. So,
Alrighty.
Somebody, one of the guys that we listen to, whether it's Popak or Ben Meiselas or Glenn Kirshner, commented it's like 4 people in a law office with a couple paralegals, trying to fight all these cases, and that's why there's too much work, and Trump's missing all these deadlines because he doesn't have enough bodies to actually do the work. And the New York Court of Appeals basically said, I think it was New York Court of Appeals, is the Second Circuit, basically said for whatever he was appealing in front of them, that they're not, and this might be for the criminal charges, that they're not giving him any delays. They're not going to let him file something after the deadline asking for an extension. They're not giving any extensions. Here's our hard deadlines. Turn in your documents on time. And if you don't, well, we'll dismiss your appeal. So that's the way to go with him, is just, be that strict legal thing and stop giving this guy a room to twist, because he'll bend all the rules, and finally somebody's going to say, nope, not happening.
Exactly. Okay. So what is this going to be the October surprise that I've been hearing about? That this really, nails the coffin? Yeah.
I bet it'll cause Libby to pull a whole bunch more 3 of Swords cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
What I'm asking about, what's the impact of this, is that I get the 7 of Cups. People are going to get the full story. They're going to get both the good and the bad with this. You got the 5 of Cups underneath it, that disappointment. There's probably going to be a lot of things that's going to disappoint a lot of people. Maybe not everything, but this is going to be, this won't kill his campaign, but it's going to be damaging to it. You got the Star card and the Fool card. It's going to show, what led up to the storm and the actions after the storm. And this is kind of like here's the whole story now. Now you get to go, again, going forth with the messaging, going forth with the new chapter. They get the message out to the voting public, and they can make their decisions based on this man's actions and the things that he was out there doing at the time. We may not know everything. Maybe some stuff gets redacted. Maybe some stuff, Jack's maybe. Well, no, he's gonna release everything. So it could very well be that the 5 of Cups is, some of the stuff does get, Supreme Courted, presidential, presumed immunity type stuff, but more of it doesn't. It's not going to be good for Trump at all, not even a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. What'd you get, Gary?
Yeah, Gary, what'd you get?
Yeah. I really have to interpret this, because I was kind of asking, how is this going to impact Trump? But it's more like this is almost like a combination of the courts and the public. So the foundation is the Queen of Swords. Hey, these are the crimes you did. Yeah, this is kind of almost like a justice card, right? This is what you did. We've got the evidence. In some cases, we have the convictions, Judge Merchan. But this is what you did. Now, Trump's been delaying it, waiting for a ship to come in. But, enough is enough. The courts need to send out a strong message. The childless cat ladies are waiting for their just desserts. And it's about balance, temperance. Just the courts need to be fair, but they also need to get the message out. And underneath it, as Dave likes to do, the 2 of Wands, there's basically a choice that needs to be made, looking out into the future. So the courts right now, they're saying, you know what, especially Chutkin, she is not cutting him any slack just because he's a presidential candidate.
That deck is all about Judge Chutkin.
Yeah, this is all Judge Chutkin
all
here.
about Judge Chutkin.
Yeah.
Gary, I'm really impressed. It's like, when Gary and I first started doing this, I'm chomping at the bit. Gary gets there. He always gets there. It's the darndest thing. To me, it's just like Judge Chutkin's like, hey, you know what? This is going forward. The Two of Wands is you've been given notice, and the Temperance is the information's coming out because the Supreme Court's making me do this. You can have, I was doing the accordion of hypnotic falsehoods. You can have your pressers every day to discuss the news of the day that's going on there. And you don't even have to be under oath. You can do it free of any oath that you take. But we will take this against you. And we will take these statements and add them to the pile.
Yeah,
Mr. Non-President.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I started off with the High Priestess. Yes, Judge Chutkin. She has seen a lot of what there is. She's not sort of telegraphing what she's about to do, but you kind of have a pretty good idea of what she's about to do based on what she's done in the past. She didn't come to play. She takes this seriously. This is her courtroom. These are her rules. She's not basing her decisions on anything having to do with politics or anything else. This is, have a good idea of what's going on. This is going to make the Four of Wands. This is going to make a lot of people happy. The news that is going to come out is, there's going to be things in it that people who had been on the sidelines, just teetering on which way they're going to go, are going to go, oh no, bridge too far. Because what it's going to point out is Trump's involvement with the Eight of Swords. This is what he did to himself. No one did this to him. It wasn't something that just, he was an innocent victim of. He did this. And I think Jack Smith's paperwork is going to point that out. And then I get the King of Wands. I also get the King of Swords. So this, I think, is things are going to come out. They're going to work out very, very nicely for Jack Smith. And people they're not going to be able to ignore the facts anymore. It's going to come out. They're going to have to make a decision. And the bottom of the deck, I've got the Chariot there. This is going to work out very, very well for them. And Judge Chutkin is in charge. It's her sandbox. You're going to play by her rules. Okay. What else?
Can I say hi to Cindy Lee? Hi, Cindy Lee.
Hi, Cindy Lee.
I watched the Chakra Diva last night. She did a great job.
Oh.
So, Cindy Lee, if it's the same Cindy Lee, and I'm assuming it is, had left a comment on the Twin channel saying, hey, my friend, the Chakra Diva is doing a live, and she does intuitive readings. And so I tuned into it. She's amazing.
Oh, lovely.
If you folks get a chance, I think she's going to do these on Mondays. I don't know if it's every Monday, but check out her channel. It's the Chakra Diva. She just did a live yesterday. Absolutely on point.
Did you put a link up in the community page for the Twin?
I can do that.
Absolutely.
Do that.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. I'm writing it down.
Dave, who's the guy down in Los Angeles that does the scribbles when he's reading people? He does this. He's like the skinny guy, blonde hair. He reads stars.
Oh, Tyler.
Yes, Tyler something.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I know of who you talk about, but when I think of scribbles, I always think of Kim from Intuit View because she's always scribbling on a piece of paper. But he's a channeler. Yeah.
So she's channeling, and she's Tyler Henry. And so the Chakra Diva is doing the scribbling as well. It's really kind of cool. It's just like, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Oh,
Katie, Cash just takes the scribbles, then he shows them to you in the form of stickers.
But yeah, she did a great job, and she's funny because she'll say something, or she'll ask a question or give an answer or say something, and then like 5 seconds later, it's like, I don't know what I just said because I was channeling. So could someone tell me what I just said?
Yeah, and that happens for some channelers, that some are like present and they just sort of sit back and let it go, and others are like, yeah, it's like waking up from a dream. Was I talking in my sleep? What did I say?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, hi, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Hey, Sherry. Okay. What else did I want to take a look at if we could? A second. So Gary and I were just talking a little bit about this earlier, but Libby had read that Montana was leaving Kamala Harris's name off of their overseas voter list, and that so many states have purged thousands of millions of voters from the rolls. And so we were discussing whether or not this was just a happy little coincidence that it just happened to be Montana, or whether, this could have been just a glitch or what it was. And even if it was done on purpose, the folks in the that these are being sent to, could they not write her name in if they wanted to?
The amount of lawsuits that would come screaming out of that are just amazing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that happens by accident. There's no effing way in the world that happens by accident.
Yes.
Not possible. I mean, well, it's possible, but it's not. It really is.
Yes.
It's just, Marie and I were chatting. It's just like, what a coincidence. One of the two states that has partial electoral college.
Yeah.
And the one that Trump was trying to get them to change to all, winner take all, didn't sway them. And, of course, the folks in charge of the overseas ballots are saying, oh, it only affected a few people, and we took the system down. And it's almost like they're doing a test run to see if we get away with it.
Did anybody notice?
Yeah.
So, okay. Do you want to pull cards?
No way in hell. And Gary, you've done election work. I work in a highly regulated environment. There are so many eyeballs on stuff like this. They might forget to put the Green Party candidate or misspell the Libertarian candidate party's name or something like that. There is no way you drop the name of the Republican or the Democratic candidate.
What's weird is allegedly it wasn't affecting all of the overseas, just a few people.
Yeah, some.
People, I guess, who registered as Democrats, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So, is this going to work? Chances are it won't. But can we toss on it and see, is this going to work, or are people more in tune this time, and that they're paying attention to every little thing that is on there?
Yeah. Again, you got an interesting spread here. Star card is the foundation of the reading with the Hierophant central underneath it, the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups, underlying it all, is integrity. So election integrity. You've got your candidates, you've got the government. To me, when you have the 9 of Cups, this is more the smug merchant than the hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled.
I think Yara's right. I think this was like a little bit of a test run. Can we sneak it by and see what happens? How does the government deal with this? It's unfortunate for them that
they didn't do it, back in 2022 to see how that might happen. But yeah, I think
Don't throw them away.
Bias. I think it was done on purpose. But if we're going to dump that and just say, okay, Dave, dump your personal bias, what do you see? I see that it's not going to impact the election, that there will be a legal remedy for something like this.
Pull it back down, Dave, because I was just sort of looking at that. To me, this, and maybe what I'm reading is more the Republicans' overall strategy, not just Montana, but Georgia and all these other states, right? They see the star of Kamala Harris and Walz. They don't want him in government because this is killing their hopes, wishes, and dreams. Sure. They don't, and they don't have any other way out. Trump and Vance have just blocked all their ways out. So this is they're under the illusion that this is something that can work and get them through it.
If at first you don't succeed,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. No, you know what? This is something that they I do agree. It was a test run just to see what the impact would be, how many people would complain, would anybody notice? And if they did notice, what would it be that they would be complaining about? Would it be that, somebody's name was left off? Would it be that I was left off the rolls? Like, what would they be complaining about so that they can go in and kind of rig that up? It's not going to work. They're out in the cold on this one with the Five of Pentacles. There's too many people are paying attention and keeping an eye on this. They're a little more liable this time around to be vocal about what they're seeing, where before they thought, oh, well, doesn't affect me, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think that the King of Cups, I still see the King of Cups as sort of the Biden card. So I still think that, this people are going to see this not only as maybe a test run, but as something that is being disingenuous or it's being unkind to Biden. And but the Lovers, this is definitely something that they thought that they would try on for size. And especially, it makes even more sense when you think about it, that it is in a state that is in a little bit of flux and there's stuff going on and whatnot. Well, because if we can control it in there, we can definitely control it in those areas where there isn't too much top competition or whatever. So, interesting.
Yeah, and just somebody was posting up that Libby had said the same thing on her channel. When in 2020, I think it was 2020 and definitely 2022, there were certain counties that wouldn't certify their elections. They were all in red states, or they were all in like deep red counties. Whereas, like, why wouldn't you certify? This is going to help your party. Why wouldn't you do that? See, because you're thinking that they have some logic behind it, but your assumption is the logic is they thought there was cheating. No, what they were doing is they're testing the system. What lawsuits are going to come out of this? What legal avenue are you going to take so that you can change the laws to give yourself more ability to maneuver in that way? Again, test runs.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to blank on the name. Who is the big lawyer that has made his career the last several years, if not decades, challenging voting things, voting rights and voting issues, and that he's now working for Kamala Harris's campaign? I've heard the name a couple of times, and I cannot remember who it is. Hopefully someone in the chat. Mark Elias, thank you. Thank you, Rose Blue. And there'll be about 3 more people that type it in there.
Yes.
This is the type of stuff. Yeah, this is the type of stuff where they like, well, what's Mark Elias going to do with this one, so that we know how to counter his chess move when it's a real game.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now I know you've probably read on Trump's health for however many times, and we're probably going to do it on a daily basis between now and the day that we hear of his passing. But can we just quickly tune in, see how he's doing, physically?
Oh, so sweet.
I know. I'm worried about him.
You should go visit the old man down the street. Make sure he's okay. He hasn't been out shouting at people for, digging up his wife's grave out of his backyard or anything along those lines. Apparently, he put a much larger marker, like a 6 foot long by 2-3 foot wide cement slab on there. Something a bit fancier than just a overgrown headstone with weeds on it.
Yeah, because that's going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference.
Well, I'll tell you, Trump health videos are always one of our most popular reads.
Oh, people want him to stroke out so bad.
That, and when is Melania gonna give this guy the kick to the curb? Those are like our number 1 and number 2 videos.
Well, she had Laura Loomer there for a while, but it looks like Laura Loomer is going to be put on ice.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, when it comes to some Trump people, she is persona non grata. And I mean, my goodness, such a charming woman. I've seen her videos.
It's funny on I keep forgetting to do this when I'm reading on Trump with Laura Loomer. Is if I ever get the Ace of Wands, I have to think of it as the old bastone, whether he can, if he needs little blue pills to help him out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yes.
man.
Yes.
His attention.
Yes.
Yeah. Trump's health. 3 of Wands. I'm not getting much on it. Honestly, you know what I'm getting with his health? He needs a vacation. The guy absolutely needs to take a vacation. His mental health is a big issue with him right now. People say he's sunsetting and he's saying crazy stuff. Apparently, Gary was saying that he's demanding that NBC bring back Carson.
Yes.
It's like his mental. He's mentally not there. He's exhausted and needs a break. He just needs a break. I'm not seeing any dire health things coming up. It's just that he needs to go to the Institute for the very, very nervous.
Yeah.
So I asked when I was shuffling, would look at Trump's health post-election, and so what I got the King of Wands. So post-election, there's going to be some very strong messaging heading his direction. The main clarifier was the 9 of Pentacles, which I have always been calling Kamala Harris. So there's a strong statement, and Kamala Harris is part of that statement. So she's going to be winning this election. So, for the folks out there that are nervous that the Republicans are going to try and cheat their way out of this, no, they're going to try. Don't get them wrong, but they're not going to be successful. And there's going to be a strong messaging. It's in favor of Harris. And then, related to Trump's health, I've got the Hermit and the Tower. So the Hermit could just be, Harris is going to win this. There's probably a little bit of path going forward, or it could be, Trump's health. It's going to be impacted by the justice system because the Tower and the Justice card underneath it all. His health is going to take a major downturn after Harris wins this election.
I want you to change up one thing on it and tell me how it affects your reading. Okay. Change the 9 of Coins to Melania.
Oh, to Melania? Oh,
How do
God.
how does it, this is kind of the fun thing with tarot, Gary. So, and for the audience, make that 9 of coins,
Yeah.
Melania, and how does it change it?
Yeah. Okay. You lost. I'm leaving you. I'm finding my way away because, I'm getting out of this Titanic before it goes under. And, the justice is coming.
Yeah.
And it's at the end of the day, it's going to be the justice system that is going to cause his health to go.
Do you think she'll be there to change his diapers?
Let me do a secret card.
It's the 5 of poo.
6 of Wands. No, I think she's riding off in victory. It's only a shame it wasn't Pentacles. No, I'm saying no. Me and Rose Blue. Rose put an F in front of it.
Exactly. Yeah. His health right now is there are things that are going on that he absolutely refuses to see. He believes that he's going to talk his way into immortality because that's just what he wants. Has all kinds of, you got the King of Wands, I got the Queen of Wands. He's got all kinds of ideas of how none of this is affecting him, and even though he may be, he's slipping, all these things are happening, but no, it's he's blaming everybody around him. People are misunderstanding. They're not getting things. He's not able to see the truth. He's not able to do what needs to be done. And I too got the Tower. I think he's going downhill fast. Yeah, he's going downhill fast, and it's going to get to the point that, like the Chariot, someone is going to make that decision for him. That he's
Is it Ronnie Jackson?
Ronnie Jackson.
Yeah, he's got his hands full.
Oh, yes, he does. Yeah, because the more that Trump with every new dose that he gets, Trump becomes a little more used to it. So it's not a case of being able to give him the same thing you gave him last time. You've got to play with that cocktail all the time.
Yeah, Trump was not dosed as well as he was against Biden in the Biden one.
Yes.
It was a different dose.
Yeah.
Also a bit of a different opponent too.
Yeah.
Maureen says, I honestly don't think he's going to make it to the election.
That's it's entirely possible. We've been seeing him bouncing around for a while. There's a whole lot of free will choices going there.
Yeah, exactly. And if he does make it to the election, it's not far after that when I do think that when he is sentenced by Marchand, or he gets close to being sentenced, because I'm sure that his lawyers will have some idea of how the judge is going to rule so that they can prepare their client. I think that that's going to be the beginning of the downfall. I mean, really downfall, where he just melts away.
Yeah, once his political cover is taken away from him, he's gonna it's gonna be a Tower moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only people that'll cover for him at that point are the ones that are really in trouble.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Or those are the ones that'll go for a plea bargain as fast as they can.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you're gonna have Kamala Harris, the former district attorney and attorney general, as your president, going after these folks. This is gonna be glorious as far as that goes.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Someone had mentioned in the chat that there was a whether it was a hurricane or some tropical storm that was coming into their area.
Yep.
So we'll just send out a lot of good positive vibes that any damage is minimal damage, and that the storm just kind of peters out, and everyone be safe. Yeah. Just be safe. That's it. Water Lily says, well, in 42 days, we will see Trump implode. And Rose Blue says, will Dumpy be detained on November the 8th? Will he be detained? Oh, yeah. Helene, Hurricane Helene. Okay. Will he be, just really quick, 3 cards, will he be detained?
It's a very specific date. You know how much tarot loves dates.
Yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't see him being detained until after Judge Rashawn rules on his on him. I don't think they'll detain him beforehand.
Depends. Maybe this Ohio case will have some legs.
Yeah, but they're not going to arrest him for that. It's criminal charges, I understand, but they're not going to arrest him for that.
No, yeah. It's like you said, they'll take his picture maybe.
Exactly. So they'll talk to Georgia. Send us that mugshot. We're going to use it.
Uh-huh.
I hope they show his height and weight without shoes on.
That there could be something in there. Look, I start off with the King of Swords. I also get the Devil. So there's something, the truth kind of exposes him, and what gets exposed is the 10 of Coins, the financing and everything else, and then the Tower moment. So it is entirely possible that something comes out of left field, and all of a sudden everything gets thrown into chaos.
I'm getting the 6 of Coins with the Emperor underneath. I think it's just literally it's a pittance. It's another 3 weeks before they rule. I don't think they're going to arrest him on the 8th. It's just another few weeks to go. Yeah. And Rashawn will be the one who rules on that. There's no reason to detain him. He's been free this long. There's no reason to detain him at this point.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, you guys, this has been an awful lot of fun. As always, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, everyone, like, share, and subscribe. Check and double check your registration rules. Make sure that you're still on. Vote early if you can. If not,
if you're a Republican.
Go to www.vote.org. You enter in your basic information and your birth date, and you'll be able to check your voter registration in your county. And it takes less than a minute to get that response.
There you go. And then when you're ready, vote blue up and down the ticket. It doesn't matter who. Hold your nose at this point if you have to. But make sure that Kamala and Tim get into the White House and that their hands are not tied behind their backs. They need to have the Senate and the House to do what needs to be done.
Yep, all 3.
Yes. Thank you for listening to this public service announcement. Yeah. And thank you all for being here. We'll be doing this again in 2 weeks' time. I'm sure that over the next little while, we will be spoiled for choice in what we can talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes. Thank you to everyone that's here. Thank you to you guys, and we'll see y'all later.
Don't forget to give a thumbs up, folks.
Absolutely. Bye for now.
And subscribe.